and salutations to you all. Since last week's video, we have learned of the potential and illegal takeover of the Postal Service, which places all of our jobs at risk, which I'm sure would include the unnecessary waste and the redundant layers of 204Bs, net specs, supervisors, and managers that we would all be glad to see go because of their nasty dispositions and transparently biased managing practices. Nevertheless, it's not about them. It's about rolling back and preventing the privatization of the Postal Service and saving our jobs. That being said, plans are being put in motion for us to do just that on multiple platforms and by various groups. More than likely, I'll be planning an event or two myself, and I'll keep you informed about that. I want to be clear. If we want to save our jobs, the bulk of that work has to be powered by us, the members and targets of these attacks. The wins are more substantial and secure when we fight our own battles. Dr. King addressed this in his book, Where Do We Go From Here? In that book, as it regards the civil rights struggle that was based on Afro-Americans being treated like second-class citizens, he stated that the brunt of the Negroes' past battles were borne by a very small striking force. Though millions of Negroes were ardent and passionate supporters, only a modest number were actively engaged, and these were relatively too few for a broad war against racism, poverty, and discrimination. Negroes fought and won, but our engagements were skirmishes, not climactic battles. No great victories are won in a war that for the transformation of a whole people without total participation. Less than this will not create a new society. It will only evoke more sophisticated token ameliorations. In our current context, this is stating that without the majority of members' participation in these events, the wins will be less substantial and won't amount to anything more than temporary tokens that are less secure. You have to stop being afraid. You're more likely to lose your job by doing nothing than you are by participating in efforts to save your jobs. Look what they did to all of those federal employees. Now is not the time for fear but courage. It's a battle we all must fight. The American Postal Workers Union, the National Postal Mail Handlers Union, and the National Association of Letter Carriers. So please be a part of something in the coming days/weeks on the website. And on the website, I'll be posting events that I will organize and participate in. Please check them out and do what you can. They are not all marches and outside protests. Let's come together and brainstorm on other ways and other things we can do to support our cause. We're not talking about strikes, work slowdowns, or anything like that. For those actions, we have to wait on instructions from the nationals to engage. We're simply protesting the privatization and possibly pending hostile takeover of the Postal Service. But before I close this video, I need to inform you of what I've recently learned about some of the tickets that were sold for the Bulls game. Again, the more we learn, the worse it gets. The Sergeant at Arms has provided receipts for the tickets he sold and has stated he gave the money he collected, which was around $740 to Annetta Davison back in October of 2023. I saw a copy of the receipts, and of course I asked why he never gave that info to the treasurer. He said it didn't become an issue until I filed the charges. I informed him that he had a fiduciary duty to inform the treasurer about that money, even though he said he gave it to Annetta. The brother made it clear that he has never been associated with anything like this his whole postal career and doesn't want to be lumped in with the others in this fiasco. The truth is there are only a few people with knowledge of the financials on this event, and none has come forward to give an accounting of it to the treasurer to this day. And they are all legally and ethically bound to do so. I sympathize with the brother, but the law states in Section 501A, the officers, agents, shop stewards, and other representatives of a labor organization occupy positions of trust in relation to such organization and its members as a group. It is therefore the duty of each such person, taking into account the special problems and functions of a labor organization, to hold its money and property solely for the benefit of the organization and its members, and to manage, invest, and expend the same in accordance with its constitution and bylaws. To be clear, nothing in the local constitution and bylaws allowed for this expenditure of members' funds for this purpose without members' consent. So now we know for a fact that beyond an unauthorized expenditure of $3,080 that Annetta Davison spent for those Bulls tickets, at least another $740 of cash was collected and given to her. But according to the treasurer, not a penny was returned to the local. So that's a total of $3,820 minimum that's owed to the local. But as I said, that's the minimum. We know that some board members attended the event from signed statements we received. Each and every one of them owes the local for their seats and their loved ones that attended with them. Again, not a penny was returned to the local. At the last meeting this past Sunday, a motion was raised and passed for an independent audit to go back from the time they took office. Every single penny needs to be accounted for to include any and all expenditures outside the regular order of business and the building the local owned. Question, Annetta Davidson, where's the money? Peace and solidarity to you all. See you next Wednesday.